Here is the refreshed 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Rubicon X. This is also a brand new trim this year. There's a bunch of different changes to this. Some changes are very noticeable and some are pretty small. I will be covering both of them in this video. Also in this video, I'll be going over what trims are available with the Jeep Wrangler, what safety features you get with this Rubicon X trim, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and the pricing. If you guys are new here, my name is Jason and I do reviews on vehicles here in Canada, so be sure to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Also, thank you to My Mississauga Chrysler for letting me review this Rubicon X. Be sure to hit them up and ask for Stefan. Starting with the different trims that you can get when it comes to the Jeep Wrangler lineup, there are 8 trims to pick from. This will be the Sport, Sport S, Willys, Sahara, High Altitude, Rubicon, and of course the all-new trim Rubicon X and the Rubicon 392. And there's also new 4xe models this year as well, like the Sport S and the Rubicon X. Each of these trims will have their own unique features and options, as well as exterior looks and interior looks. Now, as for the safety features you will get with the Rubicon X trim, this includes the forward collision warning with active braking, advanced brake assist, adaptive cruise control with stop, and all new for 2024, you do get the side curtain airbags. And with the 24Y package, you also get the ParkSense rear park assist system and the blind spot monitoring and rear cross path detection. Taking a look at what powers the Rubicon X, this one has the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 automatic engine. This is going to give you 285 horsepower and 260 pound-foot of torque. You can also get the 3.6 liter V6 in manual or the 2 liter turbocharged engine. But if you want the extreme 35-inch group, it's not available with the manual transmission. And with the better version of the full floating Dana 44 rear axle, this is going to give you a max towing capacity of about 5,000 pounds. The front of the Rubicon X definitely stands out with the new grille. Starting with the bumper, you get the standard steel bumper with this. And you also got the LED fog lights, which are actually standard as well now. Then there's also the 2 front red tow hooks like the Rubicons normally have. Then is the refreshed 7-slot grille, which I think looks way better now. There's also this granite trim surrounding each of the slots. And if you look closely, there's also a front off-road camera, which is also standard with the Rubicon X. And just like the LED fog lights, the LED reflector headlamps are also standard for this trim. On the hood, the Rubicons have these non-functional vents that do add to the look of it. Also, you'll notice there's no antennas on these now because it's all integrated into the front windshield. Coming to the side of the Jeep, it's still got the iconic Jeep shape and styling. Up top, the Rubicon gets the upgraded body color 3-piece hardtop as standard. Around the windows, it's the usual black trimming and the black door handles. Same thing goes for the side mirrors, which are also black. Then is the trailer rated and Jeep badging in the red accents, along with the Wrangler decal. You've also got the red and black Rubicon decaling on the hood. Along the bottom will be the rock rails. Then are these 17-inch machined bead lock capable wheels with the black inserts, which are also redesigned. And they're equipped with the 35-inch tires. This will give you a ground clearance of 12.9 inches, and also you have the body color fenders. And since these tires are pretty wide, you also get the wheel flare extensions, and the rear axle ratio on this is 4.56. You also have the RockTrack HD full-time 4-wheel drive system, and also the 35-inch tire suspension. Also, you can now get a factory installed Warn winch on this that offers a maximum capacity of about 8,000 pounds. If you're looking to go through water, well, you can cross about 33.5 inches of fording water. Coming around to the back of the Rubicon X, like the front is the rear bumper, which is also steel, along with the rear safety sensors and reflectors. Also, there's another red tow hook back here. This one also has the hitch plus the towing outlets. And on the spare tire in the middle is the backup camera. Also holding that 35-inch tire will be the Mopar hinge gate reinforcement. And like the front lights, the rear tail lights are also LED. Opening up the tailgate, you still get the same amount of room back here, and it's not all that bad. Back here, you've also got a 12-volt outlet and the Alpine subwoofer, which does come standard with the Rubicon X. Lifting up the carpet area, you have some more space down here to maybe put cold drinks and stuff, since it does have a drain plug. Coming into the rear of the Wrangler, the door trim is pretty simple. At the bottom is some space that you can use, and the armrest area has leather plus the red accent stitching. As for the rear seats, and you'll notice the front seats too, these are the upgraded Napa leather seats. And even these seats have the accent stitching and are pretty comfy. Dropping down the center area will be the cup holders, and behind the driver and passenger seats will be more netting space. On the rear console will be the venting, rear window buttons, USB ports, ports and a 115 volt outlet, along with some open space at the bottom. Coming to the front of the Rubicon X, it's just like the rear but with a bigger area at the bottom and the usual side mirror controls. As for the front seats, and like I mentioned, these are the upgraded seats, plus you have the Rubicon stitched into them in red. Now, new for 2024, and personally I'm glad that this was done, you now have power adjustable front seats. Not many people will be a fan of this, but it is nice. Underneath, just the pedals, and above there is this image of a Wrangler and Gladiator, which is also a new thing. Then are the usual lighting controls and cluster dimmer. This is something so small, but this is a new small accent detail as well. And then with this, you get this almost carbon fiber like dash, and the steering wheel is manual adjustable. Entering inside of the Wrangler, the dashboard has hard and soft material. Now for the cluster area, this remains slightly the same, but the designing around it has changed. I do wish, however, there was an option or something that could give you the full digital cluster, but I think a lot of people wouldn't like that. In the middle is the small screen where you can display all sorts of vehicle information, and some menus will have more things within them. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather with more accent stitching and the granite trim, plus it's also heated, which is standard. On the left side will be the cluster control, Bluetooth and phone buttons. The other side has the cruise control and follow distance controls. Behind will be the indicator and high beams, along with the front and rear wiper controls and media controls. The center armrest has more contrast stitching, and opening up the first section, there is some small space here, but opening up the main section, there is some decent deep storage space along with a USB port. On the center console will be the cup holders, parking brake, different drive modes, and the shifter. Behind this will be the true lock front and rear axle controls and the off-road plus and stabilizer bar disconnect buttons. Also standard with this trim are the 4 auxiliary switches. Then you've got another 12 volt outlet, the window controls, USB, and aux ports. Above are the usual temperature controls with the front heated seat and heated steering wheel buttons, along with the mute, auto start stop, traction control, hazard, parking sensor, hill descent, and screen off buttons. Also, the venting under the screen is pretty sleek looking as well. Then you've got this all new 12.3 inch touchscreen, and just like the power seats, this was much needed, I think. This looks way more sleeker, and how it's just integrated into the dash without it looking bad. So on here you have this dual screen, which are your widgets, and you can change these or even add more on the next page. Under the media section will be the AM, FM, Sirius XM, and you can wirelessly connect to your phones. Next is the comfort section, and here will be the temperature controls, or you can use the buttons below. Next is the map section, and if you're low on fuel, it will find a gas station closest to you. Next will be the phone section once you have it paired. Under the vehicle section and under controls will be the mirror dimmer and the front and rear cameras. And this is new as well, where it shows the clean camera and rear glass, because before it just used to clean the front camera. And you've also got this cool looking Jeep image to the right. Under the dashboard will be the off-road pages, so here you can see different things about the Wrangler, especially if you're going off-roading. Then under the settings area, you can fine-tune many other things about your Jeep to your liking. Finally, under apps will be pretty much what I just went over, and there's also Alexa built in. And if you press the top bar area, this will bring up the shortcut for the heating and cooling, and even swiping down on the screen brings up the shortcuts. Up top is the mirror, assist, and SOS. Here's the key and what it looks like for the Jeep. It's still the typical Jeep key. Coming around to the passenger side, the dash has more of that nice looking trim with the accent stitching plus the accent piece. The grab handle has also been changed slightly. Then is the typical glove compartment area. Here is the window sticker for this Rubicon X. You've got the standard things and the optional things that are added to this. The MSRP you see is in Canadian dollars, and this may be minus any dealer discounts and manufacturing rebates if they're being offered. Well, that does it for this refreshed 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Rubicon X. Let me know what you think of this. Do you love it or do you hate it?